Namaskar, Abhishek once again with a new episode in Unlocking Stars with Abhishek. Unlocking Stars with Abhishek is a series on Brihat Hora Shastra. It's a prayas to understand this great divine Shastra together. We are just trying to reveal, we are just trying to decode what great Guru is talking, what great Guru is explaining to his best of the best students, Matre. Today, Maharshi is going to reveal one of the most important Vargas. Through D9, he revealed the technique how to look into the marriage relationship, married life of a native. Through D10, Maharshi provided the techniques how to look into the professional life of a native. And today Maharshi is going to touch most important aspects of any native's life, whether he is aware or not, the spiritual life, his spiritual quest, his success or unsuccess in a spiritual journey. And that chart is today's subject in this episode, that is called D20. So Maharshi will come up with the revelation. He will provide the techniques. He will tell about what is the Lordship, and then we will try to immerse into the Guru Kathan. And before going into the Guru Kathan, as usual, we are praying to Adi Guru. Let's pray together. Vande Suranam Saram Chasuresam Nilelohitam Yogishwaram Yogavijam Yoginam Cha Gurur Gurum Jnananandam Jnanarupam Jnanavijam Sanatanam Tapasam Phaldataram Dhataram Sarva Sampadam. Jai Guru Dev. Har Har Mahadev. Har Har Mahadev. Before going into the Guru Kathan, before diving down into the Vimshamsha Kathan, as usual, we are doing some background preparation, some homework to understand actually what is this chart is for, what is the plan of Guru. So this chart, Vimshamsha D20, is for checking the religious inclination, a spiritual quest of a native, upasana and the blessings derived from the upasana, the obstacle in the spiritual path, the blessings in the spiritual path, about the Guru of the native, about the relationship of the Guru and the native. So everything related to the spiritual life. Vimshamsha has wealth of information related to a spiritual life of a native. This chart will provide information about the quality of meditation, intensity of the meditation, quest of the meditation, contemplation, as well as the religious and spiritual activities, including bhajan, group meditation, kirtan, puja, pilgrimage, everything related to a spiritual progress or a spiritual journey of a native. This chart is most important chart for sadhaka. Analysis of this chart is giving a lot of information about sadhana path of a native. This chart will tell about the devotion, quality of the devotion, direction of the devotion. In the same manner, it's a divisional chart. It's a divisional chart. So 30 degree is the full span of a Rasi. But 30 degree is here being divided by 20, as it is Vimshamsha D20. So one division is 1 degree 30 minute. So there are 20 division, 20 Vimshamsha, each having a span of 1 degree 30 minute. That's how fine a tiny bit. So now the analysis is very finer. That's why in the beginning, in the episode, when Maharishi just started Shodasha Vargas Adhyaya, so we have pointed out, Maharishi has pointed out, you have to be very, very careful in Lagna Suddhi, in ascendant. Otherwise, in finer Vargas, in the higher Vargas, the time span, the degree span is very little. If you are not careful about the timing of the birth, about the lagnes, about the ascendant, then the accuracy, the precision from the Vargas, from the divisional chart, will be questionable. It's a higher Vargas. After D12, we call it higher Vargas. Like we just did in last episode, it was D16. D16 was the second harmonics of the fourth. Similarly, this D20 is a 20 minus 12 is equal to 8. This is the higher harmonics of the eighth house. Eighth house. Eighth house, one of the house from the Moksha Trikonas. Eighth house in a spiritual journey, a house of death of materialism. Whenever there is a death of materialism, then a spirituality is started. Every end is a beginning, and the end of materialism is the beginning of inward journey. That is the spiritual journey. That is the eighth house. And then Maharishi will put forward the casting rule, how to cast this chart, slightly differ from the Shodasha Vargas, from D16. The counting rule is, you have to identify if it is movable sign, then counting will start from the Aries. For the fixed sign, counting will start from the Sagittarius. And the dual sign, counting will start from the Leo. In the Kala Purush Chakra, This Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius forming the Dharma Trikonas. That's an indication. We are going to talk about the spiritual life of the native. Now, with this enough preparation, it's time to get immersed into the Guru Kathan. What Guru is saying? Mahaguru Parasar, great Guru Parasar, has dedicated 5 verses from verse number 17 to 21 of chapter 7 to Vimshamsha Kathan. So now let's get immersed into the Vimshamsha Kathan. Vimshamsha Kathana Atha Vinsati Vaga Namadhipa Brahmanoditaha Kriyachare Sthire Chapan Mrigendrad Dviso Bhavake. Through the verse number 17, the very first verse under the Vimshamsha Kathan, in English we are calling Vimshamsha, Sanskrit Vimshamsha Kathan, D20. So through the verse number 17, he is revealing the technique. What he is saying about the Dvisubhavake, Mrigendrad Dvisubhavake. So start counting from the Mrigendrad. It's a different name of Leo. That's why when we are doing Rasi Swarupa Adhyay, we did one by one each Rasis, dedicated one episode to one Rasis. When you go back, then you see not only Singh Rasi, other names are also. So start counting from Leo, Mrigendrad Dvisubhavake. And then another fascinating fact is Thire Chapana. Chap. It's the other name of Dhanu. It's the other name of Sagittarius. So in case of fixed sign, start counting from the Dhanu, Sagittarius. And for Mesh, he was very tricky in this case. He's saying Kriyaya Chare. So char, the first char is a first movable, is a Aries itself. So for movable sign, start counting from Aries. So that I just put forward here for your ready reference. Just here for your ready reference. Movable sign, start counting from Aries. And the fixed sign, start counting from Sagittarius. And dual sign, start counting from Leo. Now, the counting rule is very much clear to you. Now, Maharshi Parasar, the great Guru, is revealing about the Swamitva, about the lordship of Vimshamsha, 20 Vimshamsha. Then his real spiritual depth, the reflection of the spiritual depth, but no one can know the spiritual depth of the great Guru, but the reflection of how deeply realized, how enlightened he is in the marg of his sadhana, being a great Saivite. He is coming up to revealing the spiritual quest of a native. that will be indicated by the allocation of the lords of Vimshamsha. He has given lordship to Shakti, Param Shakti, consort of Lord Shiva, the dynamic energy, divine mother. Without that dynamic aspect, without that Aspanda Shakti, no one can pursue the spiritual journey, even Shiva himself. As Adi Shankar said, I'm just reciting one line of a verse because I'm just interested to do D20 here. But I think these backgrounds are very important for better clarity. Adi Shankar said in Saundarya Lahari, the first verse, very first verse, one line, two line I will tell. I will recall for you in Anand Lahari. Shivaha Satya Yukto Yadi Bhavati Saktaha Prabhavatum Nache Devam Devo Nakhalu Kusalaha Aspandi Tumapi. Just two lines. So it's a 4-line verse, but my focus is on just giving importance. You know what Adi Shankar prescribed here, the importance of the Shakti. Even Shiva become inert without Shakti. Shiva Shakti Yukto Yadi Bhavati Sakta Prabhavatum. When Shiva is not united with the Shakti, he cannot manifest the universe. Because it's her Aspanda Shakti, the dynamic nature of the Shiva, that is the supreme important. That is Shakti of Shiva, supreme important. Now the lordship is going to Das Mahavidya, Matrikas. And thus, in D10, we talked about the 10 directions. Lordship of 10 directions we have already talked about. Dikpal. This Das Mahavidya also taking care of these 10 directions. Not only it is connected with the 10 directions for your clarity, even if you revisit some Agamic scriptures, then this Das Mahavidya are connected with the 10 avatars also. Although there are some different narratives, like in some of the tantras, like Guhya Tantra, the allocation of the avatars against this Mahavidya is different, and in some of the text it is different. Like Krishna, like I'm giving you just for your clarity, I'm just giving because my focus is on lordship also, you know. Like Kali is connected with the Krishna avatar, and the Tara is connected with the Matsya avatar. Similarly, Tripura Sundari is connected with the Parashurama avatar. Other narrative in like Kaliki. Bhubaneswari is connected with the Vamana avatar. In some of the tantras, it is connected with the Vara. And the Bhairavi Mahavidya, that is connected with the Narsimha. Chinnamastika In some of the text, it is connected with the Narsimha. In some of the text, it is connected with the Parsuram. And Dhumavati connected with the Vara. In some of the text, with the Vaman. And then Bagalamukhi, that Mahavidya, is connected with the Kurma avatar, turtle. And then Matangi is connected with the Rama or Buddha in some of the text. I'm talking about the Tantric text. And Kamlatmika is connected with the Matasya in some of the text, and with Buddha in some of the text. So I have no intention to describe these in detail because it is not part of our agenda of this episode. But I'm giving you a brief description how these Mahavidyas are connected with the Dasa Avataras. And in Avataravad, when Maharshi was revealing very initial episodes, you can go back and watch. These Avataras are incarnation of Grahas. So this is the integration, this is the theory of integration working behind of this grand design, which we call universe or manifestation. Now this Vimshamsha is 20 divisions. So the cruel and Saumya aspect, there are two aspects of one deity. So from 10, it becomes 20. So odd, the cruel, the masculine aspect of the same deity, in case of the even, the feminine, the Saumya aspect. So it is 20 now. Now Maharshi is going to allocate. Hope that will give you better understanding how it is coming up. Now from verse number 18 to 21, Maharshi is allocating the lordship of Vimshamsha. This is D20 is for the spiritual quest. So this sort of high level understanding is required at the moment. As you go along, if Mahaguru will permit, if Adi Guru will permit, then I will take you to more deeper and deeper. So let's come and immerse from verse number 18 to 20. Kali Gauri Jaya Lakshmir Vijaya Kamala Sati Tara Jwala Mukhi Sweta Lalita Bagala Mukhi Pratyangira Sachirodri Bhavani Varda Jaya Tripura Sumukhi Cheti Visme Parichintaye. So for the Vishama Rasi, for the odd sign, he has prescribed the lordship. So these 10. These are only 10. But I told you the Saumya and the crude aspect. Now he is coming from next verse. The allocation is now going. So he is saying, Tripura Sumukhi Cheti Visme Parichintaye. That we have finished. Now Samarasau, even sign. Samarasau Daya Medha Chinna Sirsa Pisachini Dhumavati Chamatangi Vala Bhadra Aru Na Anala Pingala Chuchuka Ghora Varahi Vaishnavi Sita Bhuvaneswari Bhairavi Chamangala Aparajita. Now you have some taste of Maharshi Parashara's lineage. Go to the first episode and watch again his story, then you will get more understanding. Now I just put this one for you, Vimshamsha. So 1 Vimshamsha is equal to 1 degree 30 minutes. So just start adding 1 degree 30 minutes, and then you will get this range, 1 degree 30 minutes. We have divided this to like up to 10 Vimshamsha here and 20 Vimshamsha here. So it is 0 degree to 1 degree 30 minutes, the first one, and the last one is 28 degree to 30 minutes to 30 degree. So 30 degrees divided. And the odd lordship is a Kali, Gauri, Jaya, Lakshmi, Vijaya, Bimala, Sati, Tara, Jwalamukhi, Sweta, Lalita, Bagala. This Bagala is a Bagalamukhi. Pratyagira, Sachi, Raudri, Bhavani, Varda, Jaya, Tripura, Sumukhi. So for the odd, when the planet in the consideration fall in odd sign, then the lordship is this. When that will fall in even sign, then the lordship is this. Like for the first Vimshamsha, for odd sign, lordship is Kali, and for even, lordship is Daya. So for this one, Daya, Gauri, Chinna Sirsa. Chinna Sirsa is a Chinna Mastika. Pisachani, Dhuma Devi, Matangi, Bala, Bhadra, Aruna, Anala, Pingala, Chuchuka, Ghora, Barahi, Vaisnavi, Sita, Bhuvaneswari, Bhairavi, Mangala, Aparajita. At the moment, we are not playing with the lordship, but I told you this information is required because Maharshi is revealing. And Maharshi is revealing in chapter 7. That's why we have to discuss here. All the we will apply afterwards. I hope the Vimshamsha casting rule is clear now, and you know the lordship. That was the intention of Mahaguru. As you know, this is the applied science. What technique you learned, you have to apply it. If you will not apply it, so this is not a. So this will not serve the purpose. So here, as usual, we got a D1. This is the very famous D1 for us now, because we are doing D20 at the moment. Through this D1, we are going to cast this D20. And then I will give you some direction of thinking, some direction of analysis. At the moment, I'm not claiming and I'm not trying to analyze the chart, because in this very initial 7 chapter, we are not equipped to analyze, but I'm giving you the direction so that it will make more sense to you why we are doing this. This is my intention. I told you time and again, once this series will finish, then I will do the workshop to apply all the techniques what Mahaguru taught us. Then the real analysis will come. Let's cast it first. So the first point, the first striking step, you know, to fix the Lagna. So fix the Lagna. So here Lagna is in Aries, and the degree is 19 degree 14 minute 40 second. So it is in Aries. Aries is a movable sign. So casting rule is saying if it is in movable sign, then start counting from Aries. So the starting point of the counting will be Aries, no doubt about it. But how much we will count? So for that, according to the degree, we have to check the Vimshamsha. 19 degree, 14 minute, 40 second. Here, we have to check 19 degree, 14 minute and 40 second. It is falling here. 13th Vimshamsha, 19 degree, 14 minute. So falling here, 13 Vimshamsha. and odd lordship. So Pratyagira is the lord. At the moment, this is the information. Now start counting, 13, start count. So you will start count from Aries to 13. From Aries to 12 is Pisces, and then 1, again it will come Aries. So the Lagna of D20 is Aries. Lagna of D20 is Aries itself. So here 1. Fix your chart first. D20 chart, blank chart, the framework. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can see divisional chart we are just checking in conjunction with the D1. No chart is going to overpower D1. We know. So here you saw the Lagna, the houses, the ascendant is Aries ascendant in case of D1, and in case of D20 also Aries ascendant. So this is giving also some indication, the strongness, overall strongness. Now I will do couple of exercise with you, then I will request you to do the casting. My favorite planet, Sun, 2 luminaries. So Sun here, Sun is in Pisces. Pisces is dual sign. So here rule is, in case of dual sign, you have to start counting from Leo. So you know you have to start counting from Leo. So your counting, starting point of the counting is fixed now, Leo. But how much count? Degree will guide you. So 20 degree, 22 minute, 12 second. Go in a table. 20 degree, 22 minute. The 14th, Vimshamsha. 14th Vimshamsha. Start counting from Leo. Here, Leo. You have to count 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Virgo, 6 number. So you have to just pick Sun from here and drop here in Virgo. In the same manner, you apply this technique. Check the character of the sign. If it is movable, start counting from Aries. If it is fixed, start counting from Sagittarius. If it is dual, start counting from Leo. And how much you will count, the degree will tell you, because this degree will give you the Vimshamsha, in which Vimshamsha it is falling. In this manner, you can cast this D20. Once you have D20 ready, your D20 is ready, then this is not analysis. I'm just giving you the direction of thinking, so that our discussion will have some more meaning. So the first house will tell you in D20 about the possibility of the success in a spiritual journey, including the fame and fortune related to spirituality, sadhana. The first house will tell you. Here, in the first house, first house Lord is Mangal, Mars. Mars is in Mercury's house, in third, and Mercury is in first house, in Mars house. So there is an exchange of houses. And Mars is the Karak of third house also. And third house is basically about the basic initial drive of the native. So this native has, I'm not revealing the name, it's a private chart only for analysis purpose. So this native has self inner drive, self inner spiritual quest. And this is a very beautiful exchange. Exchange of Lagnes and this Mercury. Then the second house will tell you about the Kul Devata, very immediate Devata. It's also tell about the speech, mantra chanting. So the Lord you can see here, Venus is the Lord of this house, second house. And Venus is in 11th house. And in D1 also it is 11th house. So Venus is Vargottam. So this native has ability of the chanting of mantras. And this house is also giving some indication about the sanskaras, spiritual sanskaras from the past life. Third house, when you think about the third house, it will give you indication about the small spiritual trips, small temple visit, short term pilgrimage, short pilgrimage. And as I told, it will give like a drive, because the basic drive, initial drive for the spiritual quest. So for this native we have already spoken. I'm just giving you a disclaimer. It's not an analysis, it's a direction of the thinking. Because for the analysis, a lot of other things will come, and I will integrate those things also. The dynamic aspect of the Hora. That's yet to come. And the fourth house is like a character of the ethical or spiritual path. It is showing the character, the mark, Bam mark, Dakshin mark, so many marks, the character. Also, it is indicating about the group spiritual activities like group meditation or group kirtan, group bhajan. So what native can have or not have. Native will get success or not. Here it is, here the aspect of Jupiter is on this house. So you can understand. So Jupiter, if Jupiter is looking at somewhere, that's most auspicious drishti. Then the fifth house is about the mantra siddhi. It will give you indication about the mantra siddhi and the devotion for the prayer, the level, intensity of the devotion for the prayer. It is also giving some indication about the past life karmas related to spirituality. I don't want to make episode long, but these are important information for giving you direction of thinking, line of thinking. Here, in this house, Venus aspect, benefic aspect is coming. although the dispositor, sun, is in Trik. So there is a possibility after overcoming the obstacle. And then sixth house for this native. Sixth house will give you, like as I told you, obstacle related to the sadhana, related to worship, self-realization. This is the opposition of the mantra siddhi. What is opposing you? In this case, sun, the soul, is in Trika. So you can understand that is the very high level, because it's a higher harmonics of earth house. Basically, we are talking about. Then the earth, after sixth house, seventh house will give you indication. This seventh house will give you indication about the meditation, quality of the meditation, success in the meditation, trouble in the meditation, as well as other form of spiritual practices like Havan, Puja, other sadhanas. His mind is here. So his mind, he can put mind in that activities. The earth house is the death of materialism here. It's the house of death. So it is death of materialism. It will give indication about the secrets of spiritual religious practices, about the nature of the bhakti. Mars is the Lord. Lagnes is the Lord himself. You think it's tricky. And then jumping to ninth house, what ninth house of D20 will give you? This is the trikon, strongest trikon of Dharma trikon, 159. That will provide you indication about the pilgrimage, long-term pilgrimage, long length, more than third one. And it will give you like a relationship with the Guru. It will provide you indication about the mantra japa. It will give you indication about the donations and religiousness. Here, Rahu and Ketu is sitting here. So the Guru of this native is from the different clan, not from his own jati or own varna or something. Some alien object is there. This is also giving like information about past life spiritual karmas. And the 10th house will provide spiritual karmas, sadhanas. This is the house of action, house of a spiritual action in this life, present life. Think about this native. Here Saturn is in Capricorn, in the Kendra. Jupiter is debilitating. So Saturn is forming Sas Mahapurus Yoga in D20. And Saturn is cancelling the debilitation of Jupiter. And Jupiter is the Karak for D20. So in this present life, he has full possibility of spiritual progress after facing obstacles, because it's a niche bhang and the obstruction is from sun also. But here, this house, this Sas Mahapurus Yoga with the niche bhang is giving some indication. Then 11th house, before going to 10th house, because 10th house is very important, Karak is there. So it will also give you like about indication about the patience of worship, patience in the sadhana, determination in the sadhana, and the Sunny Devi is sitting there with the Sas Mahapurus. And it will give indication about the acquisition of mantra siddhi, the action of the mantra, sacred spell, those sort of things. And then 11th one. 11th is provide you like desire for worship, desire for sadhana. And this 11th is Bhargottam. The planet is Bhargottam here. The intensity of the desire and the fulfillment of the desire. This is the bhav of Iksha Purti. The possibility is high. Then the 12th, for this D20, 12th is the house of celebration. House of celebration, basically. It's a moksha. It will give you also indication about this native, if his native's guru is able to build an ashram or not. So here possibility is not very high. So these are the line of thinking. These are the line of thinking when you analyze the D20. So I just gave you line of thinking, because in one of the episode I got some comments like to give line of thinking in more detail. But this is not time to give in more detail because it's a chapter 7 only. That's why I just put a driver like after this Shastra, we'll do a full-fledged workshop so that the analysis will come up in a very detailed manner. But whatever at this stage I can provide you by the blessings of Mahaguru, I provided. Hope that will make sense to you. And after watching this episode, you are able to understand how to look into the spiritual life of a native through D20, how to cast D20, and how to analyze D20. Thank you very much for watching. A lot of revelation will come through great Guru Maharshi Parashara. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Thank you. In the end, I will pray for you and pray for everyone. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma mritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Jai Gurudev. Har Har Mahadev.